Welcome back. It's still Entertainment Review on Metro Television. It's time for us to have the discussion, and Desi will be taking this for us.
Aye. So you're done now.
Hey.
You're welcome to Entertainment Review. I try to speak Patois, but I'm not going to Jamaica. I'm still in Ghana. Big shouts to my man, Stevena.
Hey, Stevena. Tell him.
Yo, guys, I mean, Steven, I meant. So welcome back from that break. It's time for us to talk, and today is going to be an interesting one because this gentleman, many of us saw him when we were, young on TV. He was a superstar. It was on TV, radio, I mean, in reality shows and all of that. And today we are privileged to have him here. He is a renowned, singer, reggae dancer, artist. He is, a radio personality or a media personality. Let me put it that way. And yeah, a lot of people are asking, oh, why Sammie be there? Where they? Yo, he's here today. We brought him to the table because he's been around for a while now with us as Ignite Media. But today we are going to talk music. And it's Thursday, so we are throwing back to back in the day. And he's just the perfect person for us to talk to this afternoon. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us introduce our guest, and we are all honored to have him join us on the table of life today. Sammie B!
You don't know Entertainment Review, big up every time. You understand? I respect you, and I am Starboy and Iron and Ellen and everybody. You understand? We love it straight up there.
Straight.
So we're not there to talk about work. We're just there to talk entertainment.
Yeah,
We're not there to talk about work, we're there to talk about entertainment and everything. And so I saw you go do now.
Wow.
Just entertainment, strictly. I know work where I go do now. Entertainment, strictly.
This
Nice in Patois throughout.
Why you could do that the whole time if you want? Miss Nana? Yeah, man, say it. Anyhow you want it, say it.
But you're young,
I could call you so I could demand. Yeah, I can't thank crossing in the man. Yeah, but you see, the end do
Sammie B, it's a privilege to have you join us today.
Yeah, I'm very happy to be here.
This part of you, I mean, it's like it's just with you.
Yeah. I've done this for 26 years and counting. It's something that I've done for fun, and interestingly, somewhere along the line, it also pays me. So, I mean, it makes it a plus. You understand? So I always want to be out there creating stuff, whether it's comical or musical. I like to do things. Yeah. And radio has been part of me since I was, let's say, 20 years.
Okay.
Thereabouts. The very first one was Sunshine. And I worked with the likes of Paul Adumoche, Dr. Randy Abe, Fifi Pratt, and John Jermaine, and Kofi Dixon and the rest of them. And so over the years, I mean, we've been around. Multimedia, Drive Time on Joy, Ophie Kwanso, we've done reggae, we've done almost everything.
So it's just like you're destined to get into this space, the creative art space. If you hadn't been in the creative art space, what would you be doing by now?
Well, I think that I could have possibly been another communications, person, talking for a living. Okay.
So we now understand that with you, it's just about talking.
Okay. And or I'm so very passionate about farming as well. So I could have been any of these. Okay. And even as I do some of these things, and I do them with so much, vim and vigor. I mean, all these things that I've mentioned partially, I also do them in the background every now and then. I mean, it's something that puts a smile on my face. Okay. And so it has to be done.
You remember the very first time that you decided to do reggae and dance some music? You remember the first time?
Yeah, the very first time that we did something like that was one national service week, and then they had a function at the National Theatre. It was one of those early days when the theatre had just been built. Okay. So we put together a group, and then we performed. And I think that was also when I realized how I was so very good with doing freestyle. Okay. And the freestyle is built up till now. I mean, someone was telling me just before I came on this show that Sammie B, sometimes, Charlie, if I just forget everything and blow your own horn, you understand? And we are own self, you know, be horn with the blow. We won't can't sound the alarm because alarm loud, pass horn. Now when it comes to freestyle, yeah, we did form. I mean, we did form. We are not comparing to all the other
people,
yeah. Because it wouldn't even make any difference.
Okay.
We did form. Possibly because, we've done it over and over again.
So it's become a part of you.
Yeah, it's become a part. It has nothing to do with whether you are commercial or you are not commercial. It has to do with talent and skill. And that's it. We did form, period.
You are a VGMA award winner. When you started music, and that's some years ago. When you started music, did you see that it was going to be big like that? I mean, I know there are a lot of things with you. We'll get to Big Brother. We'll get to all of those things, but with music.
I was surprised. And then the excitement was also overwhelming when I got to win the record of the year with my song. I mean, the song you played before the show.
I never get the title right.
It's called Tongue Tied.
Tongue Tied.
Like somebody you want rap song, girl, anytime the girl go reach where he did, then he start then he stamp, then he you understand?
Yeah.
Then he call.
It means the person cannot talk.
Yeah, so he's tongue tied. Yeah, they tie in tongue and stuff. I mean, so that was a song that I did, and the only thing that stood out also was the fact that the chorus was whistling. And then I whistled live, and then we harmonized the whistling as well. And I don't think anyone had done that over a period of time. Maybe next time, if some people start to copy the whistling, then another time to go do. So anytime you go do something, I will go do something different. We did.
So you think that's what made the magic to...
Yeah, I mean, that particular song was peculiar because of the whistling. And then the storyline was simple and it related to almost everyone. You know, young guy, you like some girl, you just go plan the lyrics. Anytime you see the girl, then you fall short, and that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, it relates to a lot of people I know.
The rest of the team will be coming in with their questions also, but listening to you and your songs, there's always this bit about relatability or comic, or I mean, how do you decide to put that through music? Because when you listen to Water Pumping, Tongue Tied, Run and Go Down, it's always simple things, but very relatable and funny, and it makes it really different from the rest.
Yeah,
why
man,
do you use that?
Sammie B is a comic fellow, Sammie B is a comic fellow. Sometimes, Charlie, with all the pressure he did his life inside, you should find a way to put a smile on people's faces. And so, for example, I Run and Go Down like this. We're talking about childhood days and the fact that it's not going to come back anymore. And it's true. We don't do those games. We don't play those games anymore. Chaskele, Dikos, Komininis, Emohe, Stay. All those games are nowhere to be found. I write songs that puts a smile on people's faces. And it also evolved into writing songs about things that are happening.
Okay.
So I mean, so if you check the progress of some of the things that I write about, and then the diction, the words become serious over time. But then when we need to be comical, we are also comical over a period of time. Yeah, I mean, so if you're able to write about funny things, you should be able to also write about things that are happening around you. Yeah, because then that's the essence of communication, right? So that people will be able to understand you and take one or two cues from some of the things you say. Even if you make fun and you say mention one sentence that makes a lot of sense, that's it, you've communicated.
So all these things for the media communication, was it the idea before or after you decided to audition for the Big Brother Africa?
Oh, the last time I checked my first letter of employment, I think it was 1997.
Okay.
And how old were you guys?
And no, don't even go there.
What are you asking us?
The last time I checked, and even then I hadn't thought about Big Brother. Because so then, let's see, then that was 5 years later.
1995.
Seven.
1997.
Okay, I was 2.
It's okay. I mean, if you, yeah. So I mean, that was the very first time. And you see, before even 97, we were doing a lot of night clubbing.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot of MCing in nightclubs, and that's where most of those freestyle emanated, you know, and we used to do a lot of Club Felisa. We used to do a lot of events, and then Radio 7 would take me with them, and then I would MC, and Heavy D
Yeah, I remember that.
would give me the opportunity to, you know, get to hold the mic and toast when they bust an instrumental, and Dr. Mauli of Radio 7 and Ivan Kwashiga would give me the opportunity to also MC when they were doing Guinness Music for a Dancing Feet, and Abraham Mohinijan would give me my very first DSTV show in 2004 thereabout. So I was actually a presenter on DSTV for about 2 years, hosting a show on Channel O called Plus 233 for Ghana. So like plus or minus, so I was a host for Channel O. Yeah.
So you were practically doing everything. You were comfortable. That's the word I'll use.
I'm still comfortable.
So then why would you audition for Big Brother Africa in 2003? Because everything was going on well.
Big Brother came by chance, and it became an extensive opportunity, you know, for us. So for some of us. So someone just told me, you know, when they talk to girls, you know, say the way you be very funny and you be, okay, let me use the way you create small, I know you can do this thing. Yeah, they say it's called Big Brother. So what is it about? Oh, no, they are looking for people like you. And don't ask me people like me and what
I was going to ask people like you.
Funny people.
Okay, so people like me, let me explain. 1 minute, I can be funny. The next minute, I wouldn't tolerate it. The third minute, if I think you are not being fair to me, I would stand my ground. The next minute, if I thought I should apologize, I would apologize without thinking twice about it. So we can easily switch, but we always stand our ground. I mean, so basically, maybe that's what the person saw in me and said, you can do this thing. I say, okay, because I remember on Big Brother, I was able to get out of a jacuzzi naked, walk straight into the house before. I mean, I can do that. The next minute, I can recite a psalm or Proverbs. So, you understand? So we are there. We can. So that's what the person said. And I'm like, okay, so what do I need to do? She said, no, they have the forms at multi-choice. And I would ask someone to bring yours. And so we went through. And here I am talking about the fact that I'm going to be a part of this show, and some of my buddies are saying, oh, okay, I didn't know. And then on the final day when I go for the audition, all those my buddies are there. That's why
you were there.
You were there.
Yeah, that's why we have this thing we used to say, Presec, House 6, Room 6 and 7. They say the brothers, where they say brothers, be the same brothers. Think about that quotation. I mean, it's always been with me. Wow. So the brothers who always said they wouldn't be there are the same brothers who would be there. The same people who would praise you are the same people who would choke you.
Yeah.
It's always been. Yeah, I'm a Presec boy. I mean, other year 6 and 7. Yeah, I mean.
But I know House 4 is the best.
Oh, please.
Anyways,
let's not get into
let's talk about. I want to find out then.
No, but wait, that even raises an eyebrow. House 4, but you've never been to Presec. So where from the House 4?
My
You get some
brother
boy.
was in Presec. My senior brother was in Presec.
Oh,
was
forget.
in House 4.
Ask your brother to go back to House 6.
Oh no.
Again.
House 4.
If he gets the opportunity.
Okay, Sammie, let's talk a bit about Big Brother. You see, in 2003. In a Ghanaian community, society, such a reality show raises eyebrow.
Yeah.
So, in as much as you really wanted to be part of the show, weren't you having mixed feelings? How will people see you? Won't people judge you?
Let me wear my Anas this thing. So, this is my expose. So, I always had that at the back of my mind. It also limited me from being able to do a lot of things.
Oh, but the naked you were going.
Oh, but that one is Charlie. Sometimes when when I say where you be some radio be where your IC bend. You understand? And now I see a shit. Now for trim back. You understand? Sometimes you can't fake being crazy. Okay. You understand? It needs to come out once in a while. But then at the back of my mind, I was also thinking about Charlie. So what if I did something like this and I get to Kutuka? That was always what I thought. So what if and I get to Kutuka? So what if and I'm back in Ghana? So what if and my other Southerners and the Eastern African friends.
You were not bothered.
You weren't
No,
bothered
it
about
was none of their business. They were like, hey, Sammie, anything, hey, bra, come. Let us go and jump on these things. I'm like, nah, I can't do it. You're always running away, eh? Always running away. But I had something at the back of my mind. I was also thinking about what Ghanaians would say.
What Ghanaians would say.
Yeah, because it meant, that also meant a lot. Because we're just as different as they come, from whoever and the group that I met. So this is my entertainment expose.
Yeah, but Sammie, week 1 you were safe. Week 2 you were safe. Week 3 you were safe. Week 4 you were nominated. And what do you think made you? Because your nomination came 2. Week 10 you were nominated, and week 11 you came home. Okay, and then you even went again to Big Brother season 5. What do you think made them nominate you?
It could be any of a couple of reasons. It could be because you're a
Do you
threat.
remember what went on within that week? Anything that comes into maybe you
No,
were...
I mean, first of all, I mean, basically most of the generic ideas that gets people out is either you are a threat, 2, is either you've done something that people are not so very pleased about, very excited about, or maybe it's either you are not as crazy and exciting as they want you to be.
True.
So that could be one of any of those reasons. I mean, and it gets to a point in that show, on that reality show, that things start heating up, and you need to be able to match up with that is going on. So when you fall beyond that expectation, it also accounts for reasons why you are voted or nominated.
But your time was fun.
Yeah, it was. I think it was one of the best. Also because Metro TV showed it constantly.
For that is how I got to know some more.
My big brother. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean, with that, talking
ahead.
about controversy and all that, the stuff you were saying about how you can switch within 1 minute, you can walk, you can be happy before you act a certain way. So probably that is why people were talking about you being controversial, because really in the news people say that, oh, you were controversial in the house and all that. But then apart from that, how was your experience in that house? How will you describe it? Even looking at how people behave in the Big Brother house, because on a normal day, there are certain things people wouldn't do, but then they are aware that we are live on camera. But then again, they do certain things that usually people wouldn't do in public.
Yeah.
What do you think influences those kind of behaviors?
So, no, the last part again. What do I think?
What do you think influences those kind of
see,
behaviors?
That's why they select from among about 500 people, and then they would pick one. There's a bunch of exciting, crazies, and nice people, and dramatic individuals out there in the bunch. You understand?
Right.
You see, you are with people you don't know from Adam. They don't tolerate like the way you wouldn't. And they are representing their country. So they're not going to lose guard.
For the money.
No, yeah. And then there's a lot of money at stake. And so they wouldn't just bow down. Yeah, respect to Rocky Dawoni. Bow down for you to come do you understand? So it was like neck and neck. And everyone is, trying to fight for, an opportunity to be a favorite of another. So it's a game at the end of the day. And people even pretend to love you, and they don't.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's something that if you are not so very careful and you get a little bit emotional and with excitement about it, it might break you down. Because then you think that, but this is the same star boy who told me, and this is the same star boy who nominated me. So when you find out what some people say about you later on, when they show you, you are shocked.
Wow. So will you say that, before you even come last one, would you say that Big Brother Africa influenced your life in any way at all? Has it
Yes.
add up in any way?
Oh, yes. I mean, it did. I mean, it also, it actually made me sit down to be able to pinpoint some of the things that I didn't know that I could do so exceedingly well, and then make them, a priority and put them on my itinerary, like my life's itinerary list. It also gave me that kind of exposure networking that got me to go to a lot of places. I mean, 1 minute I'm sitting in Ghana, the next minute I am going to Kenya for 2 weeks, the next 1.5 years I'm still not back.
So we can say that also influenced your breaking music,
Yeah, I mean, so and then people got to realize that Sammie could make a song in a spur of a moment, and so it helped. Yeah, you understand? It helped.
I mean, Sammie, when it comes to what you're talking about, it looks like you've lived through all the generations, the millennial and now the Gen Z, and you have experience in every field, be it music, be it the media itself. Let's take a look throwback. Now you've lived through it all. What would you say that, okay, I wish we are still doing this in this day? Going back in the days.
As an individual?
Yes, as an individual.
I wish I had done that way back then, you mean?
No, the things that we used to do back then.
Yeah.
That you feel like, okay, because of how things are changing, we've stopped doing those things.
Yeah.
What is that one thing that you wish we are still doing?
Well, I wish people would put
in
down
this
a lot of their gadgets and talk to human beings. I mean, basically that's what runs.
Is it even possible for us to put up?
So that's why I said I wish. I mean, I wish people would do that. I wish people would not WhatsApp so much and get to find out how people are feeling inside.
Okay.
And I wish people would cut down a lot of the pretense and be who they are, because some of these new, things have made people become who they are not. And it has also reduced the natural way that we've always known of relating to each other.
Okay.
Whether I'm supposed to be able to come and meet you and talk to you as a person and hear how you sound like, and to be able to decipher that this person is going through a lot of pain. And that she wasn't pretending when she typed, I am okay.
Okay.
And that there's something wrong. But we don't do that no more. Over just a couple of, a decade and something, we don't do that no more.
What about when it comes to the industry, music industry?
I think when it comes to the industry, I wish that radio and television would be taken as serious as it used to be way back then. Serious in the sense of even recruiting personnel and making sure that a lot of unethical, things are not done. And
I like the. Okay, sorry. If you're
that's
done,
okay.
I like the music, the industry bit that she brought out. And I want to zoom into the industry.
Yeah.
Radio, reggae dance music. That is what you chose to do.
I do reggae, I do salsa. I sing everything.
But I mean, you're basically.
Yeah, but I love reggae. Yeah, I love reggae and dancehall.
For reggae and dancehall.
Yeah, you
when,
hear me?
When you started, what people were available?
Speak that your patois small.
Oh, my patois. Oh,
You finished.
yeah. I go package out there. I go start to talk out. When you started doing reggae dance music, which people were there that
influenced me?
Yeah.
Well, let me take off my expose. So that was for Anas. So now I'm Samas. So way back then we used to listen to a lot of Shabba. We used to listen to a lot of Terror Fabulous, Mad Cobra, the old dancehall, a lot of Buju, listen to a lot of, reggae, all the Burning Spears. We used to listen to a lot of Ghanaian artists as well.
Interesting. Do you believe in gatekeepers, industry gatekeepers?
It's relative, and I think let me explain by this. So, someone wants capital to do business, and then I'm asking the person how much the person wants that she would feel comfortable, and she's telling me she wants 2,500 for capital, and someone's capital is 250,000, and someone's capital is 2.50 million. Shatabando, 1,000 million. You understand? So it's relative. I believe in the fact that when you go back to refer to how things used to be, it helps you also to move ahead and to be able to know how to restructure and cut a pathway into the future. And that if there is no, you don't have any pillars in any particular discipline or industry, then the future becomes bleak.
Okay.
obviously, even you'd look up to some people when you sit in here every day. You look up to how they talk, their style, their choice of words, diction, and the way they speak their brofo. Yeah, so it's very important.
It's very important for people.
Because else, then we are just chasing our tail.
Do you think you haven't been appreciated enough? Because we'll get to the album.
Right. I think I've not been appreciated enough. But I appreciate myself. And that's all the appreciation I want.
No, Sammie, I'm asking.
No, wait.
Do you think that the industry has not appreciated you enough?
So I am telling you what I think. So you didn't say I should say, you said I should think, and I'm telling you what I'm thinking. Yeah, I can't think fast. So listen. When you appreciate yourself, whatever is secondary doesn't really matter to you anymore.
I understand that bit.
Yes, so
but still in the industry that you have been, you mentioned you started doing this 26 years ago, and you were in the limelight
now,
for
let me ask you,
a very long time.
And you see, when you choose your words, I think you should choose your words carefully. Being a gatekeeper, whatever, is relative. Being in the limelight is relative.
No, I am.
Hold on.
No,
You hold on.
No.
Listen,
I am asking
listen,
that.
I'm
Do you think
answering
that the industry
I'm
has appreciated you
answering
enough?
you. I'm answering you. So, I'm still in the limelight. As I sit here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 of you, I'm your supervisor, right?
Right.
That's being in the limelight. All of you, your supervisor is me. That's being in the limelight. So most of these things are relative. It depends on how you see it and how you go about it. You understand? You don't need to be out there always shouting for people to know that. But then there are so many ways of looking at how popular you could be. So sometimes you could be popular facially, out there, outspoken. You could also be popular in your pocket. You could be popular in any respect, but it's relative. So to answer you, the industry has been fair to me. It's kept me for 26 years. Here I am, waiting to go on radio at 6 p.m. to go and talk patois till 9. It's been fair to me. Right. How the other people that I used to do stuff with way back then, who don't have the opportunity to do what I'm doing now, I could say it's not been fair to them. But me, it's been.
No, I was asking this question because
but I've answered you.
Let's go for a break, and when we come back,
when we come back, we'll be going for a break, and when we come back, I'll read something you said years ago, and we'll compare it to recent times, and then we'll talk about the album. Okay, so you're still watching Entertainment Review on Metro Television. We are going for a quick commercial break. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Entertainment Review, and we are here with Samuel Kwame Bampo, Sammie B. And Sammie, I said I'll ask you something before you go. So you described the media space some time ago as a mouthpiece for every corner in society, and that's determined by how people act. I want to find out, how would you describe the Ghanaian media space now compared to how it was years ago when you started with the media industry, like the media industry or even radio communication? How was it back then compared to now? Is it serving what you said it's supposed to be?
Yeah, still that's the same.
It hasn't changed.
You see, disseminating information still is what everybody else is trying to do. And now it's even become better over the years, but then whether the impact has been positive or negative, it's different and it's debatable. You understand? Okay, first, previously when we used to do radio, there were not so many local stations around, and so if, for example, a government directive came out, it wouldn't go way through to everybody, even to the villages and to the man on the street or the watchman or the farmer. Now, back in current times, it's there. You could find a farmer sit you down and tell you about policies in parliament and any other thing, and entertainment, and whose song is the latest, billboard, whatever, and they know everything. And the farmer who goes to his farm carries the radio and knows what who is a slave queen and who is this and who is that and who is trending and shatter. And it's because they hear it and it trickles down to them. Way back then, the local dialect was the barrier that prevented some of these people from getting to acquaint themselves with what was happening here. That's why now it becomes difficult for you to shove stuff down the throats of a lot of people or the masses.
Okay.
It's improved totally. But then whether the improvement has brought positive or negative reactions or impact is also debatable.
Okay.
But then I want to find out from you, back in the days whilst you were doing music and all that, it's not like today that people are able to stream songs of musicians online, even on YouTube, people are making money off it. At that time, were you able to make some revenue out of your music, especially when at that time people would have to buy cassette CDs and all? How did you do it?
It was easier.
Okay.
But then it was easier, but then to be able to make that revenue, you needed somebody to say, okay, bring this product. I'm interested in it. I'm going to pay you an upfront amount of money. I would sell when the sales goes beyond a certain, whatever, then I'll start paying you X and X amount of money. So you're selling CDs and cassettes and stuff. But it wasn't easy for you to find someone to say, I'm taking on this project.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the other easy part out was that you could make your own CDs and go out and sell them if you wanted to. But now you can't. Now people will find ways of having access to your songs, whether you like it or not. And so you need to find another alternative at trying to make revenue or making money, which could be from performances, which could be from endorsements, which could be, but as for the fact that you want to sell your song, forget it.
You're a media person and a music person. There's always been that friendliness between the media and musicians, and sometimes there's friction between the media and most often musicians will be blasting the media for the sort of things that they put out there to people. You are making music, of course. You are doing some media rounds, and now you are still doing radio and still making music. What is the thing like? How can both sectors, media and musicians, come together and form, a strong body, irrespective of whatever way the musicians think about the media, or the media also think that musicians are becoming pompous because they push them?
I had an old schoolmate on the show a couple of weeks ago, Mercury, right? We're talking about DJs and their role and how it impacts.
Yeah.
You see, it's just one word: respect.
Respect.
It should go both ways. You understand? That's all. Unfortunately, people change over time, either because they've improved or they've not been able to. People still make utterances like people used to do way back then. But it's respect. You respect my profession. I respect yours. We both offer each other that cordial, ambiance. That's the word.
Ambience, yeah. Did Sammie disrespect the media when he made that statement about, if you want to criticize him, you to go to the, the BBC or something like that?
I was actually even interviewed in that respect. But you see, fine. You see, he knows where he was coming from when he made those statements. You understand? Sometimes from where you stand, things build up so much that you would make certain statements, and it's from where you stand. So, for example, if I made a sign to you right now, Harriet would see 2. From where Nana Adwa is sitting, she would see something different. You could see a V that has been turned, and anybody from where they are sitting could make statements based on how they are feeling. But then you should also direct your speeches or your comments at people or certain individuals so that we would know why you make certain comments. You understand? Also, when you make vague comments and we don't know who you are trying to, hit at, then it becomes difficult to decipher your intentions. You understand? It was unfortunate, one, but it's also someone's emotional outburst that they think they couldn't keep any longer.
Let's take questions from Harriet and
Sammie,
Helen.
time is far gone, but I want us to talk about your album, Passing Through. Tell us about it.
Well, Passing Through is a project that I had started doing over a period of time, and so I kind of lost interest and was doing a lot of, I went to school, blah blah. The music just got out of me, and so over the years, I'm like, no, let me just come back and record because I can make music effortlessly. Understand? So I remastered some of the old songs, and then I made some new ones, and then put them out there so that I can end that particular chapter and make new songs. So as I sit here, I'm making new songs. You understand? So it would have been very difficult for me not to have put this one together, end that chapter, and then saying I would want to do another one. Because then the other one, this is passing through. So maybe the next one could be passing to. And I can't do one without the other. So that's what I did. Put together a couple of songs. So there are some new songs on the album, like Badman and Police.
That's a good one.
Badman and Police. Girls, Girls.
Yeah, Girls.
Yeah,
That one
Girls,
too.
Girls.
The Calypso one.
The Sugar Bam Bam. Songs also like Million Skills.
Yeah.
You wanted to ask a question?
That is the most controversial song on
the
that particular album. But we've got a few minutes to go. Why did you-
Nowadays, dancehall is hot, and everyone needs to pull up them skills, and they will show. Yes, you must do it right. Sammie had to lay low and make the young ones grow to be like me, cause I love them so. Nani, 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 na, oh, I've got a million skills. It's true. That is what makes me so different when I stand in front of the masses and I play all my tunes. Every single day, entertainment review is on my case, and it's a million skills.
That is not part.
That's
The
the
fact that you
remix.
said that dancehall or reggae music cannot be mentioned without your name.
My name is always mentioned when dancehall stories are told. Do you know the reason why?
No.
Experiences talking.
Okay.
All right.
And
that
it's
was-
true.
But then,
Millions it's a personal.
That's me.
It's
I made that.
You're not
Mr.
throwing
B,
shots
the
to
band
You're
that
not
anybody.
throwing shades at anyone.
No, man, I can't do that.
But
Yeah, people
viewers,
don't-
viewers should download and listen to that particular.
Yeah, but you
album.
should no, go
And
on
you know
my
people are actually listening to it.
go on my page, Sammie B
Yeah.
Bampo or Sammie B GH. Listen, if you think I was
Listen
throwing
to it.
any,
Girls, people are really listening. So it has the star on Apple Music
Yeah.
and Million Skills. Just people are listening to that because
It's all about the
a lot
girls,
of
girls,
things
girls.
Are in.
In there.
girls,
But
girls,
Anyway,
girls.
we've got to wrap it up.
Yeah, so
But then I just wanted
Just
to
add
find
it.
out from you. I mean, he's had his experience. You've had your experience in the music industry, in the media, and all that. And honestly, we don't have a lot of record labels in Ghana. But I mean, as a veteran, are you thinking of delving into record labels? Will you ever do that? And do you have any idea at all that
It takes a lot
go
to
in
do that.
Okay.
As we sit in here, I don't think I'll be able to do that because I'm also looking for a record label to put my songs on.
Wow.
But then I've also realized that a few individuals I know are coming up with some labels that in the near future some of us might get to ride on. Yeah, some of them, they are in town. I mean, so
Okay.
hopefully we'll get to ride on some of these.
Lastly, have you received any royalties so far?
it's concerned.
Next,
You don't. Oh, so you say you don't take yet. You don't take anyone yet.
you get
Okay,
it.
so Sammie B, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. It's been a wonderful conversation.
You don't get it.
With you, Sammie B, reggae dancer musician, total musician, a media person with original 91.9 FM, catch up on radio, and yeah.
Tonight at 6 p.m. catch me live on 91.9 FM original.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much for doing and watching. It's an amazing one. Thursday throwback with the man Sammie B. My name is Desmond Okrekudas. You can call me Desifade and the Star Boy. And I was here with the ladies.
He did this with Nana Yatana watching.
And what about the other two ladies?
And
You
Harriet-
mentioned their
Harriet
names.
Teddy.
I'm Helen Anyoja. You can
I
call
was
me
doing much of
Helen
enjoying.
K.
Yeah.
A special good afternoon going out to Wafase Motors.
Abosso.
Okay, so up next is News Flash, and the news team, they are sucking us. But then, look out for Sharon. Enjoy the rest of our programs.